What's up, YouTube? Zero here. Um, I wanted to talk about in this video why I don't believe Melee needs Evo, and why I'm not gonna say that Evo should drop Melee. I'm just going to say that I think if Evo decides to drop Melee, I don't think it's that big of a deal, and why I think Melee is kind of disrespected by Evo. Okay. Now, this isn't exactly an unpopular, uncommon opinion. I don't think it may be a little bit unpopular. Maybe it hasn't caught a lot of steam, but I do still see people say that Melee needs Evo, and Evo is a stage that the community needs, and all of that. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk. I want to talk in this video a little bit about why I disagree with that. Now, first of all, let me get something clear, okay? I believe that back in like 2013 and 2014, I think this is from. I think this picture on the thumbnail is from 2013, the good old days. But yeah. Wait, no, is Wobbles up there? Okay, so this must be okay. So this must be 2014, right? Because yeah, this has to be 2014. Okay, I think so. Because Mango has the victory trophy, I think, and yeah. Yeah, this is from Mango's repeat of Evo. Okay, I think this is 2014, but I might be completely wrong. Cause like, I know if this is 2013, Wobbles would be up there, right? Because Wobbles got second place with that insane run, which I still remember to this day. I remember Evo 2013 was like the first big time melee tournament that I watched, and it got me hooked on the game like so quick. Like I had played melee and Smash before that, but I didn't know that the competitive melee was like so big, like around the Evo 2013 time. And I still remember like the donation drive and the whole battle we had with Skullgirls to to get into that last spot in Evo. Now, when I said I was gonna get something clear, what I wanted to get clear was that I think back then, 2013, 2014, maybe even 2015, okay, Evo was very good for Melee, okay? Evo helped get a lot, especially before the documentary came out, right? That also got a lot of people into the scene. That at least got a lot of people watching, if not playing. Okay, so before all of that, Evo was a very great stage for Melee to be played on because we showed that Melee can be very much considered a fighting game, like all of the other games that are played on that stage at Evo. Okay, and Melee was a very interesting, sort of different type of game that from all the traditional fighters that was very interesting and appealing to watch. Okay, and that stage was great because it helped grow the scene and get a lot of people interested. Okay, when Melee was kind of like needing a sort of revival. Okay, or was at least kind of needing some more feel, that kind of thing. Evo did a great job of that the early years. Okay, now on the other hand, times like this year especially where we had Evo, before Evo gave Melee like the Sunday stage, and Melee was kind of considered just as big as the other games that were there. Now, now that we get like a Saturday slot, I don't like. I personally like like when tournaments are 2 days because it kind of prevents me from having to like cut out a much time for it on Sunday. But that's just me personally. Now, I think that aside from me personally, I think that getting us only a Saturday slot for Melee is a little bit like so it feels like we're getting pushed to the side a little bit, and you know you kind of feel like the game that it's on that ends on Saturday isn't really as quite as important as the games that are on Sunday and ending on Sunday. To add on to this, um, when Melee was the whole Hungry Box issue with him being on stage and having mid-set coaching, and the awful response Mr. Wizard had about it, and the fact that G Money had run up on stage and given what was it? It was SFAT, right? I think, and given him like the fake coaching or whatever, and the awful way that was handled was just a joke. And it really and like that was awful. Like if Mr. Wizard actually cares about Melee, being at his tournament, I don't think he really does. If he actually cared like a lot, like he would know, or he should know that that was an awful way to handle the situation because it was pretty obvious that G Money wasn't being very serious about like quote unquote coaching SFAT up on stage. He was just kind of joking about it because everybody else knew that mid-set coaching wasn't really allowed. Well, besides SFAT, or I guess SFAT decided not to say anything if he knew. But yeah, the way that was handled was absolutely a joke. Okay. Um, and so along with the Saturday slot thing and actual issues with the tournament being pushed aside, like they're a non-issue is just awful, and it really makes things seem like you don't care. Like the tournament operators, this thing doesn't care about the game. Okay, I understand Evo is kind of a business, right? Like it needs to be profitable. Like it needs to have games there that will be good, that will get a lot of viewership, stuff like that. Blah blah blah. Okay, if melee isn't gonna bring in quite the amount of people that other games will, then fine. Like I think we can do without Evo. Okay. But when we get this, and it's just like we're kind of like a second class game there or whatever, then it just kind of feels like, okay, well, why are we still here, you know? Like when we have tournaments like Big House, Genesis, Shine, that do so much, that like for the community are so great in scale. Okay, like those are tournaments that you look forward to every year now. Those are like the big hallmark tournaments. I might be missing some, my bad, but those are like the tournaments that are like, those are the tournaments. Okay, and I kind of don't like, and also another thing is I don't really like the perception of Evo as the tournament for melee, because it's not. Okay, up until winners, losers, and grand finals, you have best of three, which is an absolute joke. Okay, I could take best of eight only being best of five, but that's about it. Okay, best honestly top 16. Even though a lot of tournaments do it now, top 16, top 32, they don't need to be best of five. They don't need to for Evo. I know Evo's on time constraints. Okay, that's cool. But if you don't have at least top eight as best of five, then I think we're just kind of being pushed aside. Okay. I understand other games get best of five for their top eight, so I don't really know why Melee wouldn't, and I don't really feel like so. It's for the reasons like that I think that Evo shouldn't be the tournament. It should be a tournament like the Big House, which is the tournament. Best of five, like in top 32 or like top 16 or something like that. And then obviously in Big House, the focus of it is Smash, Melee, Smash 4, etc. Okay, so obviously we feel like we're a little bit more concerned about there. Okay, so I really want the perception of Evo being the tournament to stop, and the fact that we need Evo to be able to keep this game going. I kind of wish that would stop because I don't really believe it's true. I think Melee is doing fine enough as it is. You know how many, like, I don't get the viewership counts, but like the viewership I remember doing in Genesis 4 was insane, especially like during Mango Armada in the grand finals, or like even like Genesis 3 or something like that. Genesis 4 a little bit less so because Mango Armada was kind of a wash, but I mean maybe a little bit before that, going into that set, the viewership was probably insane. Okay, probably upwards of 80K if I had to guess, but I don't really know off the top of my head. And viewership to other tournaments have been fine. I think there's plenty of interest in the game. I don't think we really need Evo to cultivate that, or to get more people to kind of hop on board. We have the documentary, which is very good for that too. Those kinds of things. So that's kind of just why I feel like Melee doesn't really need Evo anymore. I think we've kind of like grown past it, and we can kind of have our own tournaments now. What we really need is a single circuit. But that's another topic. But yeah, let me know what you guys think.